Can we run Subnautica below zero on max graphics for 1 hour? Okay, before we start, the results are kind of weird, so the benchmark screen will have some changes to it. I am using the GameSir X Lite for this test. It frees out the UI screen from any buttons, starting this test at 40 degrees Celsius. Man, this heat wave is brutal, holy shit. Take this benchmark temperature result with a pinch of salt. It's really hot this summer and the heat is affecting the results. Anyways, of course everything is maxed out. And the game is running at the native 3,168 times. Three minutes in, and we are already sitting at 44.8 degrees Celsius. For reference, that's Genshin heat results for a whole hour. I don't know if it's the heat wave or the game is just that demanding. Probably both.
Warning, passing 100 meters. Oxygen.
That sounds like a distress call.
Transmission of unknown origin. Source of transmission depth calculated at approximately 200 meters.
You might want to ignore both FPS counters here. Both are straight up lying. The one on the left is telling me that the Q2 chip is working, and the screen is set to 144 FPS, and the one on the right is telling me the Q chip FPS. It feels like 40 to 80 FPS depending on the native FPS. It's basically a 2 times frame general, whatever the base frame is. 60 to 120. You get double. "30 minutes in, and we are already at 49 degrees Celsius. That's bad. You might want to use a cooler if you want to play it for this long. I do have two, actually. But using them on any of my tests will be cheating. And yes, in case you are asking, the game will be much more stable. But no, you won't reach 120 native FPS on max graphics.
100 meters.
Say 50 to 60 native FPS.
Meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
Sanctuary power critical.
Hello? Is someone there?
In a manner of speaking. We're running out of time.
What is all this?
You might say the Q2 chip is doing nothing here, or it's useless.
I can
See
help
the
you.
difference without and with. That's the native FPS right now.
If
In the
you
low
show
20 feet,
yourself.
see how bad it is.
If we could show ourselves, we would not need storage.
You mean you don't have a physical presence? Are you one of them? An architect?
See how smooth it is with the Q chip. It's way better than without it at all. Also, because the native FPS is dipping to low 20 feet, so you're
Can
going to
you
see
use
some
my
artifacts
PDA for
because the
storage?
Q chip has basically nothing to work with. You need at least 60 FPS for it to work nicely. Ideally 72 FPS for a perfect 12 ratio.
No, my equipment is, borrowed.
It will have to do.
Sometimes the video recording is
How
way
long have you
laggier
been
than the
stored
actual
here?
gameplay.
Longer
It
than
feels
that.
way smoother than the video. So keep that in mind. Also, yes, recording from the device itself does take away some performance from you.
Our data
How much?
can be
No clue.
downloaded from the terminal. We may speak more once the transfer is complete.
Yes, okay. Hurry.
Storage medium accepted. Brace for transfer.
Brace?
Cybernetic and organic components.
My mind is not a component.
You sound angry. We will allow you a moment to process.
Don't you go silent on me.
Hello?
This is not happening.
All right, that's our 1-hour test. Let's see the results. Let's start with the important part. FPS felt like 60 to 80 FPS. Scene says max FPS was 156.2%, but ignore that, because it didn't even feel like 90 FPS the whole game. Scene says average FPS was 121.7 FPS. The good news is, we stayed above 45 FPS for 92.7% of the game. For reference, Genshin for a whole hour on max graphics, and 144 FPS scored a peak of 44.8 degrees Celsius. We only lost 20% of the battery, which for a whole hour of a demanding console port is honestly crazy good. I low-key was expecting to lose at least 30 to 40%. 20% is really good. Based on this, you can roughly play for 5 hours without a single charge. Though keep in mind, the game Surex Lite doesn't have a battery. It was using the phone's battery to power itself. Not by a whole much though. Say 2 to 3% went for the controller. Now let's look at the wattage. Max wattage recorded was 16 watts. Minimum recorded was 2.57 watts. Average was 6.24 watts, which is really good. Well, that's it for today's test. As for those who were waiting for WUA, it's never going to happen. Game size is way too big, and I don't have enough storage for it. From now on, the upcoming benchmark bar on the left will be the recent subscribers.